How's it going, guys? Bibi here with day 5 of the 12 days of anime. I've gotten so many figures this year, as you can see. And today I'm going to talk about my top 5 favourite figures and my top 3 least favourite figures. I'm going to start with my least favourite figures first. Starting us off at number 3 is this Dragon Ball Girls Android 18. So I was really excited to get this figure, but unfortunately when I got her, she was tiny. I thought that she was going to be around a 1/8 scale figure. She looks more like she's a 1/10 scale figure. Not only that, but when you take a closer look at her skin tone, there is no shading whatsoever. She's just a flat white. She's very pasty, which I can kind of understand because she's meant to be an android, but some shading would have been nice. The things I do like about her is her clothes. They are very well detailed. Her clothes actually do have shading and has a lot of definition, so that's why I found it rather weird that her skin tone was so flat. And I mean, the main reason I bought her is pretty obvious. I mean, she's a really nice figure, and I mean, the boobs, come on. Pretty much I feel that the price I paid for her wasn't worth the figure that I got. I suppose in some ways it was my own fault because I wasn't actually looking at the stats of how big she was down in the description of the figure on the page, instead of just looking at the figure thinking, oh, she's probably going to be this big. So I mean, yeah, that's my own fault. Still rather disappointed. And at number 2 is this Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan Trunks. I do like this figure. It is a really nice figure, but the main thing that I don't like about him is his hair colour. If you look at his hair, it does have that gold shimmer to it, which I suppose is nice, but the more you look at it and the closer you look at it, it somewhat feels like that his hair has been spray painted on. I'm not in love with the gold. I would have been just as happy with a normal standard yellow for the Super Saiyan form. I mean, I have more positives to say about him than negatives, which is a bit silly for him to be in this list, but I love a lot more of my other figures that I got this year more than him, so that's why he's on this list. I mean, if you look at his clothes, he has so much texturing and so much definition to his jacket, and even the ripples in his trousers. It is a beautiful figure. It's a prize figure and I got him for $30, so I am still very happy about the fact that I've got him. I'm just nitpicking about his hair pretty much. And now my top pick for my least favourite figure of 2016 is a bit of a cheat because it's 2 figures, and the only reason that they're both on here is because they are the same figure, just alternate paint jobs. So you can see them behind me here. I'll give you a closer look. So this here is Tech Guyan, and she is a nice figure and I was very excited to get her. Unfortunately, her clothes don't fit properly. The pants are very loose, they don't snap in place. The skirt doesn't sit properly on, and even her arm is rather loose. It comes off very easily. The other thing that I'm very disappointed when it comes to this figure, which I'm not going to show on camera because I'm not censoring in this video, so you're going to have to take my word for this, but her vagina. Okay, if you have seen my hentai reviews, you know that I like my figures to have detail in their private parts. And she looks like a Barbie. She has nothing. For how high quality she is, I thought that she would have some sort of paint job. All she has is kind of an indentation. I'm still not going to risk it because YouTube, you know, you understand. But yeah, when I saw that she actually has no vagina, I was rather upset. And I know it seems like a bit of a silly thing to be upset about, but because I'm a hentai collector, you know, I'm a hentai figure collector, and I like to collect well sculpted, high detailed figures, and when it's missing a crucial part of the female anatomy, it bothers me. The other thing that I want to mention is that I don't like the pink variant. I like her soft colour of her skin, but when you look at the clothes itself, it has a kind of grey tinge to it, so it looks like that her clothes are dirty, and I don't like it. It's like that they haven't painted it properly, so it's still got the grey scale underneath. Other than that, I mean, I do like these figures, but I'm not overly in love with them because of the fact that they're missing a whole lot of things that I really thought that they would have had, and just the fact that the clothes don't fit properly, they don't snap properly, and the arms fall off consistently. I've had to put her arm back on so many times. Now, if I had to pick a favourite out of the two, I actually rather the tan version, because the main thing that I like about the tan version is that she actually has tan lines, if you see there. So I find that rather cute. So that's Tet Guyan. She's my least favourite figure out of 2017. Wow. That's Tet Guyan. She is my least favourite figure of 2016. If you want to have a closer look at any of these figures, I am doing figure reviews on them. I've just been really slow and slack at editing. I was meaning to get Tet Guyan out a couple of weeks ago, so I'm really sorry about that. I will pick up the pace when it comes to 2017. Now, on to my top 5 list of my favourite figures of 2016. Originally, this was actually going to be a top 3 list, but I have so many figures that I am in love with, I had to bump it up to 5. So coming in at number 5 is a figure that I absolutely love. I've been wanting for a very long time, and I'm so happy to have her. She is a part of one of my favourite games of all time, Toturi here. So she is from the Atelier Toturi series, and I love her. I have been wanting to cosplay this character for a very long time, even though I don't really have the build for her. I have fur on her from my furry babies. Apologies. So she is an amazing figure. I do have some gripes with her, and that's why she's only at number 5. But the main thing that I actually love about her is her base. Her base is so detailed. There is so much in there. I'll take her off of her base. I'm going to regret this because she is difficult to get back on. But as you see, there's so much detail just in the base itself. And you don't see that very often. The things that I absolutely love about Toturi, other than her base, is just the fact that all of the extra detail in her costume. She has a beautiful costume in the game, and I feel that in some aspects they have done it justice. And I mean, she even has her little wand there. The things I don't like about her is that the skirt, if I can get it on the right angle, there we go. See how that doesn't look like it's poofing out very much. In the game she has a very poofy skirt. This looks very flat, and the same with her sleeves. Her sleeves don't look that poofy, they're rather flat. So she's a very petite character, but her clothes don't need to be petite like her. So I don't know. That's just a little nitpick that I felt as soon as I opened this figure. Either way, I still love her. She came out, I think it was around 2009. So she is an old figure, and she was second hand. But like, I have been wanting this for so long, and now that I have her in my collection, I need to get the rest of the Atelier series. Next up at number 4 is a figure that I got in October up in Auckland at Armageddon. So I didn't think that this would be on my list because, well, you'll understand in a minute. So, Vegeta. Vegeta from Dragon Ball Super. I have absolutely fallen in love with Vegeta. Like, he is pretty much number 1 guy for me. He looks very shitty, like always. But in the series, he has got so much personality, and I am so happy to have this figure. It shows off his muscles so well, he is buff, and I mean, look at that ass. How can you not like that ass? So it's a very simple figure, but the way that they have sculpted him, and even his hair, like his hair could poke someone's eye out. It's an awesome figure, and I got him for $30. So great price for an amazingly sculpted figure. What more can I say? And plus, I mean, best guy, so I'm gonna love him either way. At number 3 is a figure that I'm sure you're all well aware of. It's a hentai figure that I've done a review of. I'll put an iCard up there so then you can watch it. It's my Comic-Con figure. Need to strategically hold this so then I don't have to censor her. So I love this figure. She is beautiful, and she is still the lewdest figure I own. She has become one of my favourite figures, mainly because she has so much detail in her dress, and she has so many different ways that you can display her. It's great. If you want to learn more about her, make sure to go and watch the video, because I go a lot more in depth in what I like about her and what I don't like about her. But either way, I love her. At number 2 is a figure that I just recently got, my Supersonico Pastier figure. She has so many little extra accessories, like she's holding a cake and a cupcake in her hand, and like they're not actually clipped on. They have got her in a way that you can just pop them in her hands. So the main thing that I love about this figure is that she has squishy bits. What I mean by squishy bits is her legs are actually squishy. It's rubber. See? And she also has squishy boobs that you can attach to her. I will show them to you without showing nipples, but as you see here, squishy boobs. Her accessories are just adorable. Look at these little cupcakes. This is another figure that I am planning on doing a review on very soon. I just need to get my butt into gear and do it. So you'll definitely be seeing more of this figure. And the last thing I want to mention about her is her base. Her base is chocolate. I mean, that's pretty cool. Now all I need to do is to get Portico, who is pretty much dressed up like this as well. So yeah, it's a set, and she is out. Unfortunately, I missed out on her, so I'm gonna have to buy her secondhand at some point. Before I get to number 1, I do have an honourable mention, and the reason why this is an honourable mention is A, because I ran out of numbers, and B, this figure is damaged at the moment, so I have to buy a new one. It's this Alta Coterie. She is beautiful and I love her, but she is meant to have a little like snowflake. See how the little bird has a little snowflake there? Yeah, I put her on my bed at some point and it must have gotten caught, and I didn't realize until I went to go and do the review of her, and I was like, oh, and I love how this detail here, where the hell did it go? Yeah, I was upset and shocked, and I spent like a good hour trying to, maybe even more actually, about 2 or 3 hours trying to find this tiny little snowflake. No luck. So I was gutted. I do love this figure. She is amazing, from the glitter that's on her skirt, the little koto bird, that's kind of where this came from, you know. It's a Love Live School Idol Festival card, and it is just, it's bleh, can't speak. This figure is beautiful, and I would have given her a number if it wasn't damaged. She probably would have been number 2 if this figure wasn't damaged. But hey, can't do much about it. Luckily, she is getting a re-release. I could not believe that it was getting a re-release, but thank God for me, because it means that I can pre-order her. Well, I have pre-ordered her, and I can get a brand new version, because this was actually secondhand, just not opened. The other thing that I wanted to quickly mention about this is because she is getting a re-release, she is going to be so much cheaper. Instead of like 20,000 yen, which is a good $400 here, it's going to be a reasonable 12,000 yen, or about 12,800 I think it is. So that's about 150, maybe 180 New Zealand dollars. So I would much rather pay, you know, 180 versus 400. I mean, if I had to pay 400, then I probably would eventually, but you know, no one wants to fork out 400 bucks on a figure. And at number 1 is a figure that I fell in love with when I saw her, and at number 1 is a figure that I fell in love with as soon as I saw her come out on Ami Ami. I pre-ordered her immediately and was so excited for her to turn up. It is my not quite number 1 girl. You'll find out who my number 1 girl is in another video. She is now number 2, but she was my main waifu for all of 2015 up until mid 2016. It's Hanyo. Look at her, she is just adorable. If I move my face out of the way, you'll be able to see her better. There we go. I love this figure. It is adorable. Her clothes have so much detail in it. And I mean, as lewd as this is, like, they've even put the detail of it looking like she's wearing stockings over her panties. I mean, that's pretty adorable in itself. So yeah, she was 120 I think, and I am not regretting buying her. She did come with glasses, but I would rather her without her glasses. They do look rather cute on her, but if I had to pick, she looks better without glasses. So yeah, this is my number 2 girl, Hanyo, and she's just beautiful. There you go, that's all my figures except for Misao, which I have also done a hentai figure review of. I didn't put her behind me because she only comes with an apron, and once again, I'm not going through the whole effort of censoring. So yeah, let's count up how many figures I bought this year, because I'm actually curious. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 figures this year. Oh my god. Like, last year, this time last year, I think I had about 6 figures, and those were the ones that I bought from Auckland Armageddon. So yeah, wow. My collection has grown and I cannot believe that, but it's great.